Whilst on our home route from the Pacific Ocean across the Atlantic back to Europe, we came across an island group that instantly won our hearts. Here in Flores, we had found a wildly romantic island full of flowers, where high mountains fall steeply down into the sea, rushing streams end in magnificent waterfalls. After we had explored the wondrous wet inner part and the lush green, water-rich west coast of Flores last time, today's program is, from the seaside, Flores' northeast coast, and the smallest volcanic island of the Azores, Corvo. Like Flores, which is only a 5-minute flight away, Corvo lies on the American tectonic plate and is moving a few centimeters away from Europe every year due to continental drift. Corvo was born from just one volcano, whose crazy caldeira we would visit today. The caldeira, called caldeirão by the Corvinos, is one of the most impressive of the archipelago. The last eruption of the volcano, which was followed by the formation of the caldeira, is believed to have been 2 million years ago. At that time, the magma chamber had emptied, so that the mountain collapsed and the masses of rubble blocked the vents of the volcano. Since then, erosion has been gnawing at the volcano and Corvo is getting smaller every year. Because of its mighty proportions, the island's strong men found the feminine form caldeira inappropriate. So, defying feminists, they gave it the masculine form caldeirão. A look into the yellow-green-blue crater and the lakes and islands is an unforgettable experience. The slopes are only flatter towards the southern tip of the island. The contrast of the lush green of the meadows to the deep blue of the sea really catches the eye, standing on the rim of the crater. The crater walls drop up to 300 meters into the interior of the caldera. The slopes are in places so intensely covered with yellowish moss, as if they were colored by the sulfur vapors that are still escaping. Cows graze by the lakes in the crater, and the islands and the lakes are said to be a reflection of the Azores. Gracias.
Kühe sind auch nicht so wie Pferde, ne?
On the southern tip, you find the only town of Corvo, with its about 430 inhabitants, Vila do Corvo. Half of all employed people on Corvo work in livestock and agriculture, take care of the more than 1,300 cattle, or grow potatoes, corn, and onions. The other half make their living in the service industry or in self-government. It was once calculated that it would be cheaper for the Portuguese government to house all residents for life in the best hotel in Lisbon than to maintain the island's functioning infrastructure and the island's administrative apparatus. There is even a school up to 12th grade. Despite the many crumbling houses in the old part of Vila do Corvo, the Corvinos are not poor. They enjoy one of the highest per capita incomes in Portugal. But they do not flaunt their wealth. It is said that the community on Corvo is of a special kind. The older generation in particular loves these conditions: the security, the neighborly help, and peace. And it's really peaceful here. The two National Guardsmen who hold policing roles rarely overwork. One of their most important tasks is to be present when the SATA machines arrive at the island airport. What else should someone steal that they wouldn't have to hide for the rest of their lives? Where should a bank robber flee to? Corvo offers few prospects for young people, especially when it comes to proper vocational training. So the young go and the old stay.
ist mir so ein Oberwanderer hier.
Ja, aber ich würde dann jetzt trotzdem noch ein Zelt aufschlagen.
Gee, this island is so awesome. You find hidden corners again and again and again. And we were lucky enough to get a rental car today for a bit of money, but it's totally worth it. It's just incredible how beautiful Flores is. If I compare Flores with another region in the world, it would be the European French Polynesia. It's just really incredible. There are these waterfalls coming from the mountains here, where you can just sit inside a little pond, a little pool, have fresh water, massaging your back, just relaxing somewhere in nature, hiding from the other ones, hiding from everybody else, and just enjoying nature. Well, Ilya and I love it here.
Schöne Insel hier, ne?
As seen on our rip tour to Corvo from the seaside, we found Flores' northern half mountainous through and through.
Weiß nicht, ob das hier war.
On the coast, the island falls down into the sea in steep cliffs. The few isolated villages we drove through look like they are in a deep slumber. No wonder, as the road between Santa Cruz and Ponta Delgada, not to confuse with Ponta Delgada on São Miguel, was only built in the second half of the 20th century. In the interior of the island, the Morro Alto rises up to 914 meters, being the highest mountain of Flores, with spectacularly clear views over to Corvo. Two kilometers from Mosteiro, the Rocha dos Bodóis, an imposing basalt formation, can be seen whilst driving south. The basalt columns are said to be amongst the highest in the world, with a height of up to 28 meters. They are formed by the rapid cooling of basaltic lava, which usually results in hexagonal columnar formations. Plage und Fazenda. Da ist die Kirche und da ist unser Grillplatz.
Yeah.
So Ilya, how was it for 4 nights in a real bed?
It was okay, but now I must say I'm really looking forward to go back to Thula, to go back in my koje. Yeah.
It's a bit strange, huh? Being so far away from a...
That's alright.
Yeah?
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Because it's the space in a forward cabin is really limited if you sleep with 2 persons on Thula. So it was nice to sleep here. Have the whole bed for my own.
So good morning. We came back from Flores and had a wonderful time there and super good memories. And now it's time for some boat jobs. Ilya is just up in the mast and we are replacing one shroud. So by coincidence we actually met a rigger here on Terceira that was able to order a new side shroud for us from Portugal as after our Pacific crossing disaster with a broken toggle on the top. We just wanted to make sure that something like that doesn't happen again. And as the boat is going to be heeling quite a bit with side winds, yeah, we decided to replace this one shroud as well.
Thank you for being part of another Island Adventure episode, and at this point also a big thank you to our Patreons supporting us along our rather unconventional long way home to Europe again. See you on Terceira and then out on the Atlantic again next time. Bye bye!